So I've really put a ton of stuff on my to-do list around the farm for this week. Ideally, what I mainly want to accomplish is getting all the used pens cleaned out, fresh ag lime and straw down for them, so that way we're ready for lambing. That's going to happen in about a month from now, based off the markings is our earliest expected lambing date. So to do that, I got a lot of stuff I need to do to prep and prepare, so that way we're ready to go. Starting off, yesterday I went and got a load of straw. Rachel ended up pressure washing all our new to us lambing jugs, getting them cleaned off and disinfected. They're still set up. I'm gonna have to tear those down, get them inside, kind of organized so that way they're easy to set up when the time is needed. I need to take a load of lambs to the processor this week in one evening. And also I need to build a new 8-foot fence line feeder that I want to put in with the suffix so that way they have a little bit more feed area, and build a couple more gates. And by doing that, it's actually going to make that pen about 2 feet longer, which is going to push these rams down 2 more feet into the barn. And that's going to start off my first job that I got lined up. Is I want to make sure that these tables with stuff I bought off auctions and random tools and some feeders and stuff gets cleaned up. So that way when I need to move those ram pens down, all this stuff isn't in the way. It needed to get cleaned up anyway. So we're going to start off with that. So that really didn't take too long. It's lunchtime now, so I'm gonna head off and get something to eat. But I got this area all cleared out here. This is where this plywood was at. I got that all cleared off. Found a lot of screwdrivers and nut drivers from various projects that I've had in here in the barn. That's my problem out here with flat surfaces is I just set something down there and think I'll come back and get it and put it up later, and I just never end up doing it. It just ends up accumulating a lot of junk. This is Rachel's and mine's old kitchen table. I brought this out here a couple of years ago thinking, you know, when we got a new one, you know, I'd have it to use to set some stuff on when I needed it, or works on stuff on it, just over here in the one corner. But it ended up also just accumulating junk. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and load this up one of these evenings and take it over to the burn pile, just get it out of here. What I want to end up basically replacing it with is I'll just use one of our old foldable market tables when we get a new one. And then that way I can set it up when I need it and take it down when I don't. And hopefully that'll help me accumulate less junk on top of it. So we're back the next day. We're over here at the bank barn right now. I didn't really get out to the barn yesterday afternoon and get anything else done after I got all that table cleared off. Ended up going through some online auctions, looking at items on there we're interested in, talking to some people about buying in some hay. And so we're here today, and what we need to do is get 5 of these lambs loaded up on the trailer and down to the processor tonight. I think what we're going to do is take 2 of these ewe lambs that we have here in this pen. These 2 ewe lambs are on the shorter side. They're that set that we picked up in July 4th. Just their frame's not big enough. Their legs aren't really getting bigger. Some of these crawl spread lambs, we know, we've bought them before. Sometimes when we buy them, we know they're a dwarf right off the bat. Other ones, it's maybe not that they're a dwarf, but like these just aren't getting the frame size that we want. They're behind the other ewes. They're the same age. So we're going to go ahead and pick out 2 out of this pen, basically get them out here in the middle of the basement here at the bank barn. And then I need to pull out 3 of these ram lambs, and these are all out of the groups we picked up July 4th also, 3 of these ram lambs, and I think a June group, there's still 1 ram lamb left in there. And then our 2 remaining Suffolk rams are in this pen also. So we're going to leave them back and kind of get them cornered off over in the corner, run the other 3 out here once those ewes are out in the middle. Of course, I didn't grab any sorting sticks or foldable gates today. So it's just me and Rachel, and we got some 8-foot wood gates that I've made. So we'll try to get them sorted off and moved around, you know, as easy as possible. So we were able to get them sorted off pretty easy. And this is what I'm kind of hoping for, is that with them out here in the middle, these ram lambs will want to come out just because they see other sheep in here, especially since we're going to try to hold back a couple of them. So we'll see what happens here. I'm probably just going to get in there and kind of use the board to separate off the 2 that I want to stay. And then we'll just open this gate up here at the bottom and run everybody out.
Probably one that's going to stay.
Yep, watch out.
And you're being the feistiest.
An old head cracker here. Then again, look how thin. That's 2020. This one right here, 2021.
Yeah.
That's, what's his name's twin.
Those three?
Yep.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Move. Oh. Aren't you filming?
Yeah.
Nope. Go. There they go. Close this here behind me. Jump. Come on. Jump.
Come on, guys.
Come on. There we go. Can you get on the trailer? Let's go. Hold
Come on,
on.
guys.
There we go. Hold on, go.
Come on, everybody. Hey, hey, hey.
Hop, bud. Up. There you go. So we got those lambs loaded on the front. I went ahead here on the back and put every gate extra that I had over here that I thought I might need. I got 3 wood gates on here, 2 more of these blue corral gates. I'm gonna pull into the house, drop all these off there, and then head down to the processor. It'll be about a 4.5 hour round trip by the time I get down there, drop them off, and get back tonight. It'll be dark, so that'll probably be it for the day. Just a lot of driving left for me. So I'll be back first thing in the morning to run and get the dump trailer. So originally the plan was I was going to run this group of Suffolks outside into a corral panel setup that I had with the blue gates from the cattle set up out here. But because it's kind of windy today and tomorrow it's supposed to be a little bit warmer with less wind, we're just going to go ahead and move this set of girls here across the aisleway in with the other Suffolk lambs. Just stay right there. So that went pretty good, really getting them to run across there. We've moved those ewes around a ton. The next thing I want to do is we're going to go ahead and get a halter on both the rams we have in here and get them loaded on the stock trailer in different sections just to kind of get them out of the way. I'm going to end up cleaning their pen last, but the problem is I don't want them right there when I'm working with the skid steer right here because they'll just tear up their pen or get out. So we're just going to go ahead and stick them on the stock trailer. Wow. So we got the rams on the trailer. We went ahead and tore down all the gates around this pen that the ewes were in. I haven't tore down the rams gates yet just because I have somewhere I have to be at 5:30 this evening. That gives me about 6 hours to have this completed, which should be no problem unless something comes up or we have a breakdown or anything like that. So I decided to just go ahead and leave the rams pen set up, and depending on how fast I get this done for these ewes today, that depends on what I do with them. But basically just trying to think ahead and not put myself in a rush getting this all done this evening if I run out of time. So we already got the skid steer in here ready to set up, ready to go. And this morning I went and picked up the dump trailer there, got it loaded up. We find for us, right now especially, it's a little bit easier for us just to rent the dump trailer for a couple days and take the manure out and station it next to the fields that we want to spread it in, then load it up in the spreader, because then you have to go out and spread it each time, and that takes more time. And with it being pitch black by 5:30 at night, this way just seems like we're able to handle a little bit better here in the winter time by using the dump trailer. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting loaded up. So I ended up running out of time yesterday, and it was so cold, and I was just trying to get it done so I could get to the event I was going to. But we got this bottom done over here. This whole corner, we ended up just moving all those U's out of that pen over here just for convenience. These aren't the gates that I'm going to leave here all winter. This is just, like I said, I got the pen clean. That's when this is getting done, was this weekend. So I still need to build a couple new gates for this side, but we got them all over here. The Rams had their spot set up right there right now. Still got a little work to do on theirs, but they're happy down here in this pen. Got the little alleyway set up in between them, just enough to function to get in and out that Ram if needed. I really don't want a big alleyway there just because it'll get filled full of hay and other debris. So just want to leave it set up like that. So this morning, we're just going to go ahead and rip all these gates out this side. I don't have any U's on this side of the pen. I'm going to clean this side of the pen first. Yesterday I ended up having a flat tire on that other skid steer, so have to switch the buckets on this one. No big deal, just takes a couple extra minutes. But again, just preparing for the worst in case anything happens. That side will still be okay. And then hopefully maybe around lunch or a little bit before, we'll run all the U's outside into a corral pen when it gets a little bit warmer today, once we get this end done. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Come on now. Everybody else done left. So we got all the U's shoved in out here into this little pen just to get them out of the barn, out of the way so I can finish cleaning. So this first half went really good. Everything's coming out really smooth. Just got to do this other half now. So we're going to go ahead and start tearing down the gates, get everything pulled out. Just this little bit of time getting those U's out of that pen with the camera on. It's already dropped about a third of the battery. My battery's probably old, and with this getting cold, it's just not doing well. But we're going to go ahead and get all these gates drawn and get the rest of this cleaned out. So the battery in the dump trailer ended up dying on us. I went and got my jump pack, and it just didn't have enough juice in it to get it to lift up the load. So I went and tried to grab my farm truck, and I haven't started it in probably a week or so, and of course it wouldn't start either. So I just grabbed my car and ran it back here, and so we're just jumping the battery each time we dump it off of my car, just so that way we can get done today. Well, it took a little over an extra hour to clean this out than we wanted to, than what we were planning on really, but we got it done. We got everybody back here in their pens. This battery on my camera is not doing too well out here in this cold weather. It's actually flashing on me right now, telling me it's getting ready to die. So I'm just going to wrap it up tonight because I still got plenty of work out here, plenty of cleanup to get everything put up that I got out to get this done. So we'll be back out in the barn first thing in the morning. So something I really didn't talk about while we were in the process of doing it is that we are short one of our rams. Our ram rooster, he was the Suffolk ram that was born here that shared that pen with the other ram lamb that we bought in this year. He's one of the ones we took to the Ohio State Fair. He ended up passing away last week from kidney stones. The way that happened, basically I noticed one morning he really wasn't jumping up and attacking his feeder like he normally does. He got up and he kind of moseyed over to it. Didn't really think anything of it, but that evening when he continued just to lay down, when I fed him and he didn't get up at all, I kind of got in the pen, got him up, watched him, noticing that he was just dribbling a little bit when he urinated. Called the vet. She was able to get over here. It was probably about 9 o'clock, 9:30 when she got over here. That evening, we ended up sonograming him. His whole bladder and everything was just full of sediment. You could physically see it on the sonogram. We were able to have him drained, so that way he was comfortable. She took some samples to test it, basically, to see if it was the feed or mineral or if it was a genetic thing that was going on with him. While she was here, we went ahead and sonogrammed the other rams right then just to take a look at them. And they had no sign in them. Their bladder was completely clean, empty, so we weren't really thinking that was feed, but just to be sure, she took a sample. Basically, it just turned out to basically be like a genetic thing with him, that he just developed kidney stones. So we knew that he'd be okay to eat for ourselves, so me and Rachel started calling some processors that we've used and some that we haven't. just to kind of see if we could get him in for a custom kill. Basically, we knew that with it being on Wednesday evening, that if we get him in on Thursday or Friday, he wouldn't be too uncomfortable or anything like that, and we'd be able to have him processed as a custom kill, which means that it wouldn't be inspected, so we wouldn't be able to sell the meat, but we would eat it ourselves. And we had an appointment to get him in on Friday, but basically Thursday I came out here into the barn and he was still acting kind of sluggish. I gave him his feed. We had pulled the water just basically so we could monitor him so he wouldn't drink too much. The vet felt comfortable with that procedure, basically letting him go until we knew that we could get him into the process that Friday. But if we were going to have to wait until the following week, she was going to have to come back out and check him again because we didn't want to torture him and keep him in pain, just trying to hold him out. But he kind of acted back to himself that Thursday evening. He was acting fine. Gave him some hay. He seemed to be doing okay. But when I came back out here Friday morning, he's just laying there dead. So it's a shame that happened. It was one of those things that we didn't like to see it. But I don't know. It's just one of those things when you're raising a bunch of livestock, sometimes, a genetic order like that with the kidney stones, I was more worried that maybe it's from something that I'm feeding these rams, but it turned out that wasn't it. So, it's kind of sad, but we were able to have him in with those 2 ewes. So hopefully we're able to get some of his genetics when we start lambing here in 2025. That's something we're looking forward to. But, it's always sad and sucks to lose a lamb or a ram like that. But, that just kind of goes with the territory. Well, that'll wrap this one up. Thanks for watching.